So, um, if you have an assignment and you don't, most times the reason why people get scared or afraid is because of limited knowledge. So, if, for instance, God tells you to do something, what usually happens is we just take that and run, because Lagbaja and Co is doing it like this. So if God is saying I should do this thing, may have reached maybe for some people, unfortunately, to the end of their lives, and they realized that they were just running on their own foil and just not doing what God has said. So the first thing you are going to have to do when you have an assignment is take yourself out of the box. I don't want to say take God out of the box because that might be difficult for some of us. But first take yourself out of the box of limitations that you have. Then consider who God is, and then ask questions. How should I do this? Ask Him. I guess when I'm doing my session, I'll talk more on that. So this is for people that are following God, right? So if you are actually doing things that God has not sent you to do, really
my last round of question. My first question goes to Toby. So yesterday again, you spoke about the 3 C's of branding. For those that were not around, competition, company, and customer. But I want to really talk about competition in the sense that many of us are going into things that people are already doing. So how do we handle competition in a healthy way without feeling, what you called identity crisis, without feeling the sense of jealousy? So would you just talk a bit about that?
Thank you very much. And the 3 C's of branding. Then you are. Okay, first of all, you have to embrace the fact that there is competition. You cannot deny that they are there. You have to actually accept that there are people in the market, there are people ahead of you, there are people already doing what you're doing. Now that creates a sense of you are accepting where you are at. Because if you think, it's part of your identity. If you are thinking of yourself like you are not, I don't know if that came out right. If you are thinking about yourself and then you are not that person, and then you are trying to act like that person, not in the good sense, because there is a sense of, okay, you are, for example, before somebody became a leader, you already showed traits of a leader. So it's not the position that makes the person a leader, it's who the person is. It's just, the title is just there. So, but if the person now is not a leader, but then thinks he's a leader and then he's trying to command people around, you get, that defeats its purpose. So if you are trying to break into a market, you have to first of all accept that people are there before you, people are already doing the things you want to do. Then after that, once you accept that, you look at what they're doing. You look at what they're doing. You look at how they're doing it. So that when you want to start, you already know where to start from. Because before you fly, you have to walk. And then we will never know how to walk unless we see people walking. A child will never learn how to walk because the only reason why he's walking because he sees adults or other people walking. I don't know if you get. If a child is born around things that are crawling, he will crawl all his life. The illustration of the eagle that was born in the pen of a chicken, and then he never realized that it was an eagle. So it was an eagle. So if you do not realize that this is what people are doing, and then start there, then from there, you now begin to show your distinction. Because in branding, when you want to brand, for example, a logistic company, you look at Glovo, you look at Jumia, you look at them, and then you see what they're doing, how they are presenting their brand to the audience. And then your target is to start there and then try to beat that. You get? So you cannot just go into saying you want to just beat that. You have to now influence and then do what they're doing first, copy some of the things that you're doing, and then from there you can now step up. So how do you influence or top the market, right? That's the question. So once you discover and then you realize that this is what they're doing, implement it, start there. Then as Christians, now this is where I want to now be key. God will give you certain things that may not look like what is happening. Do you understand? I don't know if you understand that. So your distinction is what God has given you, apart from some things you're already used to. So now that thing may become strange or may look strange in the market. Now, there are 2 things you need. Apart from, imitation is limitation, right? Yeah, but then you also start by imitating. You can never start without imitating. There's everything, nothing is new under the sun. So once you begin to do that, your distinction will be faced with a lot of roadblocks. Now that's where persistence and consistency comes in. So in order now to stand out and to top the competition, you have to go through that phase of roadblocks. That's the only way, because it's going to come against you hot.
Too much.